the writing reporter, how can you recognize them? You can't, except by what they ask you. Be very wary of the leading question.
And keep in mind, okay, if you get suckered in by a reporter, don't feel too bad. They're very good at what they do.
Yes. And the one thing you can't do is if you suspect you're being filmed or you suspect you're being recorded, you can't suddenly get defensive and say no comment. No comment translates in proper English to yes, I do fuck my dog.
Yeah.
You do not say no comment. I mean, anytime you see a politician say no comment, that means yes, I did screw that woman.
I did have sexual relations with that woman.
Let's try an experiment here.
And it does not matter what the definition of was.
Hi there, I am a random person who is a member of the public. What is all this that's going on here?
Furry convention.
Well, what is furry?
We're just basically a bunch of nerds who like anthropomorphic animals. Artwork
Anthropomorphic
featuring
animals. So is this some sort of sexual kinky thing?
Not at all.
No? So there's no sex going on here at all?
Maybe in the privacy of the rooms.
The privacy of the room. So how many people do you think did come here for sex? Who's this guy, huh? You would have no idea? Oh, so you've never had sex. Is that what you're saying? Come on. Two guys, come on. But I saw these costumes running around. Do people, in costumes? They have sex in the costume? Talking about. Do they have sex in the costume?
I'm sorry, I saw the parade.
Okay, that was bad.
See, and a truly sneaky reporter would actually have put a mic behind the brainy pin because he knows
Yeah.
people are going to, ooh, brainy!
Mm-hmm. But that's the kind of things that they always want to know about the sex. And I actually got roped into talking to one of these shock jocks on the radio.
They're the worst.
They're the worst. And I did my best to try to derail it. Because sometimes denial doesn't work, but if you play dumb, they don't know how to handle a dumb person. Like you said, I know about that. Excellent answer.
A lot of times what they do is they'll just turn around and mock the dumb guy rather than mock the genre. Me, I'm happy being told that I'm a dumb guy. I know I'm smarter than that. I don't mind if people think I'm dumb because that means they won't take me seriously and they won't see me sneaking up behind them and telling what a goddamn fool they are.
Yep. This shock jock he wanted the fursuit sex story. So these people have sex in fursuits, and I said, heavens man, some of these suits can be more than $10,000. They don't let people get within 50 feet of them with a cup of coffee. Not only that, it's a health issue. Some folks cannot walk more than 10 steps without dying of heat stroke. They're not going to spend, a long time doing, shall we say, strenuous activities in these things. It's just ridiculous. And he was really pushing it. This is all about sex. It's all about sex. You people are having sex, aren't you? You're having sex in that hotel. I said, fine, all right. You've caught me. I confess. Furries are the only human beings who have sex. And he was quiet. There was dead air for about 5 seconds.
Ooh, 5 seconds!
Yes, I'm counting.
Man, that was a...
Did he disconnect?
I bet his producer was pissed!
Yep, and it didn't last long after. Well, that was, thank you very much. That was it.
Yep.
Remember that.
I will remember that line. Yes, furries are the only people who have had sex in the world.
Yes, and you were just jealous.
Ravenously jealous.
But yeah, if you can find somebody out there who has the athletic capability and stamina to actually have sex in a fursuit, that person should be an Olympic triathlete. And, well, I've seen a lot of these folk. We don't have a lot of Olympic triathletes.
Yeah.
Did I lie? Did I say no? No, I didn't. But I just kept dodging and deflecting.
He didn't even obfuscate the truth.
Yes, whatever that means.
It's a buzzword. I thought I should throw it in there.
Well, let's definitely perambulate the obfuscation of this thing that we just talked about.
Okay, I don't want to play with you anymore. You're scary.
But you see, that when the press man doesn't want to play with you anymore, you win. I just try to look as upstanding as I can, never deny, but I have looked shocked. And when people say, talk about fursuit sex, what? Where did you get that idea? Oh, CSI.
It's
Yes.
an absurd notion.
Yes, well, may I remind you that CSI is not so much journalism as it is primetime entertainment? And they go, oh, yeah, I guess it is. Using buzzwords. The gentleman said it's a furry convention. You don't know what the hell furry means. You'll get PETA on your ass. But I'll tell you how to deal with that.
I heard about that. That was great.
You must use words that not only the reporter, but the 48-year-old soccer mom in Kansas is going to understand. Specifically words that have a good, positive connotation. I love the word cartoon. Cartoon animals. Everybody likes cartoons. Everybody understands cartoons.
If there's ever anyone who asks where I'm going when I go to a furry convention, and I don't think that they'd approve if I said furry, I just say I'm going to a cartoon convention.
Yes, I'm going to a cartoon exposition.
Yep.
They're like, whoa, that sounds legitimate.
I got stopped by a police officer for slightly speeding with a fursuit net sitting in the back of my car because I had no room to pack it. And he asked me what I was doing, and I told him I was going to a costuming convention.
Yep. That's good. Or if you want to have fun, you look back and you say, you see it too? But I don't recommend that if you're going through like Arizona. Words that have positive connotations.
Yes.
If they bring up sex, I don't mention the word sex in my reply. If they bring it up, you downplay it. You laugh it off.
Strenuous activities.
Yes. Well, yes. Strenuous activities.
And even then, he didn't say strenuous activities. He said such similar strenuous activities. Because it could be anything. Running. That's a strenuous activity.
Exactly. Yep.
Breathing.
Breathing.
That's pretty strenuous.
Order. If they ask you the uncomfortable question and you go,
You stiffen up.
oh yeah, shoulders. Something
I
else.
guess if they ask you
Mental image, right?
Your eyes are darting back and forth, looking up. Let me think.
Young has a mature art gallery. By the way. This is Peter Morwood, by the way. And he said, he's Irish, wonderful accent. He said, yes, mature art for mature attendees. I'm like, the last thing you want to do, and I'm going to rip my hair and I'm going to jump up and down and I'm going to shout this over and over. If you remember nothing else, if the ceiling falls in and crushes my skull and you remember nothing about me, remember these words. Don't try to define furry by what it is not. That's the worst thing you can do.
Because the first thing they're going to do is fixate on that.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to associate. They're going to drop the not.
Yes.
They're not going to understand. Nope, not. Oh, it's no, that doesn't exist. Not doesn't exist.
When you speak to somebody, anytime you say a word, when you say words, those words translate to mental images for us.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter, as the man said, that you said not. Here's my favorite example. Down the road, there is a convention of, shall we say, motorcycle enthusiasts. And they are showing up in their leather with their tattoos and everything. And the casual person going up might say, so, what is this all about? And if the guy with the handlebar mustache and like the zipper in his forehead says, well, we don't like to call ourselves motorcycle gang, because that has bad connotations. Very few of us have ever actually been in jail. And you always hear about drug dealing and murder. That's really a very small part of what we do. We do a lot of charitable work, like we do rides, like that one last year. You might have heard on the news that the organizers were busted for selling cocaine, but that was just one ride that we did there, you see. And maybe in the movies you see people going to biker bars and we're busting each other's heads and beating each other. We're really not as violent as all that.
That doesn't really happen that often.
What's the image in your head now?
They're just trying to cover it up.
The image in your head is of violence and drug dealing and murder?
Because that's what I said.
Yeah, but he said not, and few, and hardly any. But it doesn't matter. That's what you brought away from the conversation.
Classic example. Don't think about a pink elephant.
Yep.
Shit, yeah.
Your brain instantly turns words into images.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I lost the game.
Uh-huh. Whatever you do, don't think of Dick Cheney naked.
Oh, God.
Dad?
Aha! See, I have you there on this one.
Oh, what?
I have you there on this one. I could never possibly in a million years imagine Dick Cheney ever being capable of procreating, never mind that if his daughter is a lesbian. So I can only see him in a suit. That's all I can see.
Do you think he has sex in that suit?
I do!
I think we're having